Hello everyone, welcome to Shy Talks and Travels, and in today's video guys, we are going to hear from our missionary friend. So she is from UK, she's a citizen of UK, she's working there as a nurse and also a business woman, and I have heard her speaking several times and at this time about faith and technology, which is very I think relevant nowadays that we know these things about technology and of course how it relates to our faith. So ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Miss Mavic Kiazon.
Hello.
Hello po. Thank you so much po. Namin mabanggit in words how thankful we are once again that you are here with us and you speak to us. Ang dami ko po talaga natututunan. So, ano po ba yung nakikita niyong issue with how the technology is used nowadays po?
The problem we have, the reason why we go to universities and we go to churches, we're trying na mabigyan ng awareness ang mga church leaders especially para maisama sa i-discuss sa mga kabataan natin ngayon because the technology in itself kasi is amoral. We use it from the perspective na nagamitin mo siya to improve our lives, which is what it's doing really for us. But the problem na kinakaharap po natin sa technology is the fact that it's starting to control our children and it's starting to rob us of our valuable time, during the day. We end up not just using the gadget for whatever we intend to use it, but we get distracted and before we know it, we are so glued on the gadget, but we're not really being productive, but we are just following what the device is suggesting to us in an unconscious manner. Obviously, these are all happening unconsciously as we scroll, on our devices. And so we realize the need to bring awareness to the young people about how to navigate the advancement in technology, how they can use it more to their advantage, but also to be warned about its dangers, because of course there is an inherent danger when you don't know how to use the gadget properly.
Yes, but as someone who is in the medical field, what do you think is according to the studies that you also have encountered, what is one major health problem that the technology is causing to the young ones?
The main thing, which obviously everybody knows, we can notice the effect of the gadget on the attention span of the children. We see how the children obviously now has less patience when it comes to sitting still, and even for us, we become accustomed to having this phone in our hand that we cannot sit still without having to touch it. Like if we are having to wait for someone, so while waiting, instead of observing your environment or maybe starting a conversation with someone next to you, you rather will just get your gadget and just scroll, and you feel safer that way, but only because that was built on us. We have been conditioned to just not be bored. We don't allow ourselves to be bored. So with the children, their attention span becomes narrower and narrower until they cannot keep still, until listening to a teaching of 30 minutes without any visual effects will be so boring for them that they will just shut down. So we are affecting, in a cognitive way, we are affecting the ability of the child to focus, because when they are just watching TikTok shorts, scrolling without thinking, what it does, it's rewiring the brain and it's conditioning the brain to just not be content with longer feeds. It just wants short, and then the information starts to change, and then again it's a new information. What it does is the brain is then being rewired, and it's switching us to that mode where you are only capable to ingest small contents. And this is very dangerous in so many levels, because first of all, you will no longer think, because how can you think when it's only 30 seconds of information? as opposed to reading books. When you read books, you stop and you think about what you read. That is how the brain originally was wired. We stop and analyze what we read, and it allows you to criticize it.
Yes.
But with the phone and scrolling with very, very short feeds, your brain does not have that time. So you are rewiring it unconsciously with just ingesting short information, then it changes and it changes. So when you talk to a child, they are no longer capable of sitting still and listening to you and then analyzing what you said. That's what we call rewiring of the brain when it's happening.
Yes po. So, whenever I see like bad comments on the social media po, naiisip ko talaga yung sinasabi niyo po na the people are doing zombie scrolling, that they do not think kung ano pinakikita nila, hindi nila masyadong ina-analyze before they post comment or react on it or spread it. Hindi ko po siyang naiisip. When it comes to that po, since so short na po yung patience, minsan nga po irritable po yung mga tao, no? Bilis magalit.
Yes.
Do you think po it's also linked to the cases of depression and anxiety that is growing higher this year?
Yes, yes. Of course, the problem, depression it has to do with how you perceive reality. So obviously, when we are depressed, we are not liking our reality. The situation you are in becomes unacceptable to you, so you feel down about it. So what's happening is when you spend a lot of time online, obviously our children are now spending more time online, which means their reality is being altered. So nagkakaroon ng parang confusion ang brain natin when it comes to recognizing which one is my reality. So, for example, ang bata, they spend a lot of times in gaming, nag-game sila. So, 6 hours there. And then you will call them, yung mommy will call the child. They want to feed the children for lunch. They reluctantly will quit that online reality and go to their reality, which becomes for them very depressing because dun sa reality na pinanggalingan nila, nananalo sila sa game, may adrenaline rush, meron dopamine na making them feel good, and then they go to this reality, but the actual real world for them becomes less appealing because of all the stimuli na nandun sa online na exposure nila. So in many ways, it's contributing to the development of depression because nagkakaroon ang brain natin ng parang up and down siya. And then when we get to our reality, it's not as good as it feels because wala namang stimulus doon. Real life, kakain lang sila, magalit pa yung nanay sa kanila. So nagkakaroon sila ngayon ng confusion until they feel very depressed that their reality in the real world is not the same as they feel when they are inside the computer online. So that's why nagkakaroon ng anxiety ang mga kabataan, leading to depression here.
Yes po. So, I believe that hindi lang po siya physical and mental battle po yung nangyayari, but also spiritual. So, what can you advise or can you give any tips to the parents who have yung mga kids or mga young teens po para po maiwasan yung danger ng technology and also the spiritual solution to these issues po?
Yeah, of course, this we cannot avoid. We are in this era. Whether we like it or not, your children will have the gadget on their hand, whether at school or in their friend's house. These things you cannot avoid, but there are ways that we can actually balance it and help our children to handle it and control and navigate these advancements. So first of all, you can give limit to your exposure and you can put yourself in charge over the gadget or the device. For example, you can limit the time that your kids spend on the computer. You cannot just, for the sake na wag kanilang abalahin, ay bigyan mo na lang ng gadget. Which most parents I notice, bigyan nila yung iPad and then tuwan-tuwa sila kasi they can do all the housework. Tahimik na tahimik yung bata. But ang hindi nila alam, kinukuha na nung gadget yung isip nung kanilang anak. So we have to put a line, like a border, you know, there is this what we call control na hindi naman magmumukhang parang napaka-strict mo, but i-explain mo sa bata kung bakit kailangan na meron time limit ang kanilang exposure, and then bigyan mo ng variety. Wag completely mawala ang gana nila sa pagbabasa, because otherwise mapunta lang completely ang focus nila, pati book nilagay nila sa gadget, which I don't agree, kasi mawawala yung ating ability na mag-stop at mag-analyze dun sa ating information na kinukuha. So, para maiwasan natin yun, you have to teach your children how to put control. Tell them hanggang 9 o'clock ka lang, or hanggang 10 o'clock ka lang ng gabi, or pag weekends ka lang, you know, it's up to your schedule. Pero mahalaga na maintindihan din ng bata bakit ginagawa yun, bakit kailangan. So, you can explain to them what exposure to technology does to our brain, especially yung scrolling ng mga shorts, mga information, mga reels na mga maiiksi lang, and then suddenly nagpapalit yung information, how it rewards the children's brain, kung paano nagre-release ng sa mga social media posts, pag nagla-likes yung friends nila, kung paano nagre-release yung brain ng dopamine para matuwa sila, tapos gusto uli nila mag-post. Kaya na-addict yung mga babae dyan yung mga kabataang babae, kasi selfie sila sa isang lugar, tapos maganda sila, ipifilter nila yun ng kanilang technology, ang ganda nila doon, nawawala na rin yung reality in some way, kasi hindi na sila talaga yung totoong mukha, no? Pinaganda na. Oo, tumatangos ilok, kumikinis yung mukha, and then pagdating doon, abangan nila yung likes, and then the more silang na-addict dyan, mag-abang sila ng thumbs up, ng likes, comment, hanggang sa nabibuild yung kanilang identity around it, na kaya may na nagpapakamatay, di ba? Kasi may binash sila dun sa internet, kasi yung friends nila na dating nagla-like, ayaw na sa kanila, pangit yung picture nila. So, yung kanilang identity nagkakaroon ng confusion hanggang sa mas more na naglilin dun sa identity nilang na-build online, which is, we know na it's not true. So, kapag ka ang bata may control dyan at may exposure, may limit, nagkakaroon pa ng balance yung reality nila sa real life, and then reality nila sa yung kanilang alternate nila yan yung takasan nila sa online. So yan yung mga ways na pwede nating gawin sa kanila, no? Bibigyan mo ng control, and then you teach them to analyze. Hindi lang lahat ng itanong kay Google ay totoo. Analyze nila, totoo ba yan? You have to teach them to question what ChatGPT, for example, give them. And then ko-question nila kung yan nga ba talaga, and then ko-compare nila yan sa real life. So, nagkakaroon pa rin ng critical thinking. Otherwise, kapag accept na lang ng accept, hindi na sila maging active yung brain, laging passive. Kasi, shorts, passive yan receive ka lang ng receive na ini-scroll mo, yung brain mo hindi active. So, nawawala critical thinking na ability ng bata hanggang sa madali silang makontrol, madaling ma-manipulate yung mind yan, madaling masuggestionan. Kaya yan yung ginagamit ng mga businesses, di ba? Nandiyan na sila sa social media. Kung ano yung lagi mong ini-scroll, maya-maya, nakatinda yan sa Shopee, nakatinda yan sa Lazada. Bakit? Kasi minamanipulate na lang nila yung mind nung nag-i-scroll dyan, and then, ginagamit nilang leverage yan para tindahan ka. So, bandang huli, ikaw pa yung nabentahan nila ng kanilang mga merchandise, nawalan ka ng pera, naubos pa yung time mo. Kung di mo yan ikukontrol ka ng gadget mo. So, yan.
Yes po. Maraming kailangan talaga, parang ano po tawag doon, focus, and kailangan siyang gawin. You really have to like do it intentionally po. When it comes to the spiritual aspect naman po, what do you think is the best thing to do para po maiwasan itong mga ganito?
No, it's so spiritual for so many years na I've observed yung mga Christian parents pa yung sometimes I notice na because they are very busy maybe in ministry, that they allow the gadget to shape their children's behavior. And so spiritually, you have to bring them back to the Word of God. And I believe yung memorization ng mga Bible verses, Bible chapters na may na i-force mo talaga or ibigyan mo ng assignment yung kids na mag-memorize, because that expands your brain. Yung ini-stretch niya yung brain natin, and it increases neural activity in the brain when you memorize, na pagkatanong ka na lang ng tanong sa gadget kay Google, nawawala na yung stretching na yan, ano? Shrink yung brain natin hanggang sa lumiliit-liit na siya, yung neuron activity niya naging tamad na, wala nang mga nagpa-flash niya na current activity, yung ba electrical activities ng brain nawawala. Nagiging bobo ang ating mga kabataan, yung mga ating mga anak ay nakatingin na lang sa'yo pag bigla silang na-stuck na pag tinanong mo, na parang kasi hindi na nila alam isipin because lagi na lang silang kondisyon na itanong. So, as a precaution, it's spiritually very important to teach the children to memorize the Word of God. Teach them to spend time with the Word of God and teach them na hindi lang puro sa gadget, at ang Bible na physical Bible lagi pa rin nakaseparate para hindi na didistract ng notification dyan sa phone. Yan, spiritually, very important to do. Yeah.
Yes po, yung intentional po talaga. No, yung sa amin din po, yung sa kids po, na-share ko rin po sa inyo na I have an application also. It's called Family Link. Pwedeng ilagay yung sa mga parents na hindi pa alam, pwede nilang ilagay yung email if their kids has phones or yung mga kabataan po nila ay may cellphone. They can put the email and they can limit the time, and they also have a downtime schedule. If they have to go to sleep at 9 p.m., dapat 1 hour before po naka-shutdown, no? So, automatic na po yung app na yon. So, kasi minsan as parents po, minsan dami po natin ginagawa na medyo mahirap nang i-follow up kung 1 hour na ba or ilang 30 minutes na ba. Ay, automatic na po siya.
That's good.
Opo. So, since our time is running out na po, please share po your YouTube channel and your social media so they can also follow, because I believe po na marami pong interested dito po sa topic na to and they want to learn more about it.
Okay, thank you so much. Very timely talaga na we need to understand this, you know. So, you can visit me or subscribe to my channel, YouTube channel, Mavic Books and Vlogs. And we also have Facebook, Mavic Books or Maribik Yason, which is like just me. I put some vlogs there every day about life in general. You can read, you know, just bits and pieces. So, you are welcome to follow and join all these channels. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here sa sa time niyo po talaga. Kayong dalawa ni Miss Rowena ay alam kong hindi madali yung mga ginagawa nyo. Mag-travel, mag-prepare, at mag-kausap ng mga tao, mag-speak. Sobrang thank you po so much po.
Thank you so much.
Thank you po.